I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've been awake for about 6 hours now. And I feel like there is a void in my life. I am gonna close this motherfucking window so you can't hear the motherfucking birds. Yeah, I've been without the Crew 2 beta for the whole of about 6 hours now. And yeah, I'm missing it already, which is a good thing. Hopefully all that's going to do is make me more excited for full release later this month. But in this video, to kind of give the Crew 2 its kind of send off until full launch, what I'm going to go ahead and do is go through all my beta stats. I'm kind of doing this for me more so than anything else, just so I can look back at this, you know, in the future and say, oh, you played that much of that game in 4 days. You're sad. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to get it up on my screen. I'm just going to go through all my stats. And, you know, if you guys captured your stats and stuff, let me know how much you played in the comments down in the comment section down below. I'm interested to see where I fit in the grand scheme of things, whether I played way too much and I probably should have gone outside because it was actually like 20 degrees. It's like never 20 degrees here. But as well as that, to kind of give a beta roundup, a final impressions, because until the full game comes out, that's it for the Crew 2 for me. I've got no more gameplay to show off, nothing. That's it for me now. So I just want to go through it all. I just want to go through it all. Jesus! That will never get old. That will never get old. That will just, oh, it's so good. Right, so first things first, we're going to go through some of my cars that I have. A quick disclaimer, you're going to notice the 4 GT stripes are green. That's because I didn't realise, but in the wrap editor, once you change the colour for one wrap, it's actually like, it goes across all of them. So that's why it's green. It was supposed to be white. But as you can see, I did buy a fair few cars and vehicles in this. The 8C was one of my favourites, as was the F40, and we'll talk about that a bit later. A lot of the cars that you're going to see in here, I didn't make videos on or anything, just because it was for my own personal, like, I just wanted to buy those cars. It was never one of those things where I was playing the game to record. I was playing the game to play the game, and then I'd make a video on it on that day just because I was playing it at that time. Like a lot of the stuff you're gonna see, like the Rallycross stuff that you've seen on the channel, that was genuinely because I just wanted to try Rallycross. There's so many things I didn't get a chance to do videos wise because I was doing them in my own time, just playing it, taking it all in. But those are all the cars I bought in the game. I just wanted to show that off, just so you know, when I go back to this, I can see the cars I had in the beta. The F40 and the 8C are 2 cars I'm 100% going to recreate when I do eventually get the full game. As well as this, I took way too many photos. I guess I've already got those on my hard drive, so I don't actually know why I went through that. And this is the important part that we want to talk about, and I'm actually going to pause on my screen because I want to talk about my stats. Now, you're going to notice that, like, the actual time in the top left, it says I've spent 1 day. That's broken, because if you actually add up all the times individually, it doesn't add up to a day in 3 hours. So if you actually, like, if you look at yours, you haven't played that amount of time, it's the other times added up. I played 20 hours, pretty much, 21 hours of the beta. So I'm just going to round it up and say I played a day, pretty much. I was 3 hours off a day worth of playtime, and the beta was out for pretty much 4 days. I spent a day in the past week playing the Crew 2. For those people that don't think I play the games I play on the channel, you are sorely mistaken. That is so much time. Holy shit. Think about all the nuts I could have bust in that time. That's a lot of bus. Anyway, if we go ahead and look through the stats themselves, we can see that I did spend the majority of time in the street races. I've spent a lot of time drifting in this game. Even though there's no drift mode, I spent pretty much 2 hours drifting in this game. The stats in this are really cool. If you didn't get a chance to see yours, fear not, because obviously when the actual game comes out, you're going to be able to see everything in your full game progress. But it's really cool to see how much I earned. 3.5 million bucks I earned during this beta. That tells you about how much I grinded this game, like, to experience everything I can experience. Another interesting thing is that my favorite car is the F40, and you can see the odometer value there of 298. I find that all very interesting. I find it just very interesting just to scroll through my stats. I'm going to go through that again on my screen. Like, just even little things, like the driving distance is in cars was 75%, but then I spent 15% in bikes and 8% in planes. That's, like, surprising to me that I spent so much time in bikes and in planes. Maybe less so bikes, but the planes for sure. I didn't think I was going to spend that much time in. I mentioned earlier that my favorite kind of vehicles in this game, or the very favorite things I would like to drive in this game, were my F40 and my 8C, and those, I love those cars. The F40, it was very, very, very kind of back end, like it likes to get its back end out, but it was planted still, is the best way of explaining it. And the 4C, no, it was the 4C, not the 8C, sorry. The 4C was my little go-kart. I put the little HKS logo on the side just to make it look a bit, you know, different, I guess. And it was planted. That car would hardly oversteer, and it got a sense of oversteer when you were going to. I loved it. I absolutely love those two cars. Two cars that I'm going to recreate in my Let's Play, and two cars that I'm definitely going to use come full launch, because I really, really did like them. I didn't get the chance to try the Huracan though. I know the Huracan was supposedly OP alongside of the MV Augusta, and that's the bike. And those are two cars that I'm going to try to stay away from. I don't like the idea of using OP cars, especially if a PvP mode is in this game. But yeah, like those two cars, cars I have to recreate from them. I think everyone, when you play certain games, like there's certain cars from Need for Speed 2015 beta which I recreated. There's certain cars from the original The Crew beta which I recreated. In this game, when I look back at the beta with fond memories, I'm gonna look back at it, you know, with fond memories about the 4C and about the F40, those two cars, and even the Kawasaki that I bought as well. Those three vehicles, I think, are vehicles that I'm gonna have to recreate. I swear to God. Hay fever in this bitch. This fucking bitch. Ugh. That's absolutely naughty. To round up this video, I want to talk about my overall beta impressions. Jesus Christ, my nose is red. Jesus. Allergies be really hitting me like a bitch. Type in the comments if allergies is hitting you like a bitch too. Yeah, I kind of want to end this video and I want to talk about my final impressions of the Crew 2 going into full launch, you know, a few weeks prior. Because I have a lot of things I want to talk about regarding the game. I'm going to go probably a bit more in detail in a few weeks time when I've had these thoughts resonate, but I kind of want to get a few things off my head just to talk about it. This game for me, from what I've played so much of this game now. If you count the time I spent at events, you know, the time I spent at early events and stuff, as well as the beta and, you know, other playtests, you know, relating to the game, I've probably spent about a day and a half's worth of playtime now playing the game. So I've spent more than your average Joe playing the Crew 2, and everything, you know, that I've experienced so far is of top quality. And if there is endgame, and that's the huge if PvP is in there, which I really, really hope it is, because it needs it. It's one of those things, I'll never get bored of a traditional PvP mode. If PvP is in there at launch, this will quite easily take the game of this generation for me in terms of racing games. But as well as that, I can easily probably give this my game of the year, unless Red Dead 2 comes with some absolute fire, and I'm pretty sure The Last of Us is coming out next year. But like, it's gonna be up there as a contender without a doubt. I have a few nitpicks, like having only 4 people in your crew is really, really annoying. I know a lot of people had PC issues. I personally, like, literally had 0 issues with running it on PC. I think it crashed once in the whole of the beta. So I can't necessarily say that's my personal problem, but I know people have had that issue. There's a few issues here and there with the clipping with the 8C specifically, that of the 4C, sorry, that specifically, which I experienced. But those are nitpicks, you know, those are things that are very specific. I think overall, as long as the end game's there and there's stuff for me to do after I finish the story being PvP, I could easily say this is probably going to be one of the best racing games to come out in the last 5 years, maybe even longer. It's the first time we've had a complete package, you know, with Need for Speed letting us down every time, with Forza coming out with the same stuff every time, with all the indie games not lasting any longer than a month, really. This is the first arcade race that I can sink hours into and not feel like it's a grind or like I don't want to. Like, I can feel like time's passing and I haven't got to worry about anything. I feel like part of this is down to Ubisoft, because I've noticed a lot of the games I'm playing, like Rainbow Six Siege is another Ubisoft game I'm playing. Far Cry is a game that I want to play, but I haven't got around to yet because I'm poor. The Crew 2, the whole thing with the live service, it's like Ubisoft have nailed the live service model and they know how to do it now. I don't have any doubts that if PvP isn't there on launch, it will come soon. I do hope it comes within the first month if it's not there, because the game needs it. The game needs, you know, like faction missions, and the game needs end game. That's the things we've been missing from racers for so long. I don't have any doubts that Ivory Tower aren't going to support this game, because like I said, if anyone played the original, you'll know how far that game came. I just hope on launch it's there, because that's the only gripe I have. The only serious gripe I have is the PvP. Everything else, even the graphics, for the scale of this game, that's what I was speaking to Jay last night, and he was saying, for the scale of this game, no one can complain about the graphics, and I completely agree. The photo mode's addictive. It's truly addictive because of the amount of areas you can take photos in, for the amount of stuff you can do within the photo mode, whether that's the weather, the daytime, the dirt on the cars, the vehicle damage, the pedestrians, traffic. It's ridiculous. You can make the game look completely different. There's so many shots I've seen of this game which look like other games. They look like it's just ridiculous. There's so much playtime in this game, and it's gonna pain me now for a month not to play it, because it'll just like you guys, I put a day's worth of playtime into this beta. A day. That is just absolutely absurd to me. But that's it now for the Crew 2 until launch, really. I'm probably going to make a few videos here and there talking about some of the concerns and some of the things that I want to see fixed from the beta. But that's pretty much it, really. We're going to have to, you know, hope other games carry us. I guess E3's next week, which is nice. And I'm going to make a few videos talking about that over the course of the next week, because obviously Horizon 4 is going to be announced there. But yeah. That's it now until launch. It's a bit sad, really. I feel like I'm missing something in my life. It's like when you finish a good TV series and like there's nothing else there now. I feel like that's what this is. It's like I've just finished watching a TV series. Like when I finished watching The Office, the US Office, I just didn't know what to do with myself. Like, you know, that at the end of the day, when you do all your work and you finish everything you need to do, all the errands you need to run, you sit down and then you watch that TV program. I don't have The Crew anymore, which was that TV program. So I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to have to go back to Rainbow Six. Anyway, that's it. I don't want to ramble any longer. Let me know your final impressions. Let me know things that annoyed you about the beta. Let me know things that you loved about the beta. And let me know things that you're looking forward to in the full game that you didn't get to experience. For me, the rallycross, the pro racing, and the drifting, those three things are things that I need to experience, because I haven't experienced a lot of any of that yet, other than the drifting and one pro race. Like, I've done 3 drifting events and 1 pro race at the preview event. That's it. I've not experienced anything else. So I need to get my hands on that, like, seriously. Anyway, I'm rambling, I'll stop. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Stay safe, and peace.